What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We're in the building. It is Take Your Pick'em. It is Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. And I am very excited about this particular episode. And so, because of my excitement level, I'm going to go ahead and get the particulars out of the way. We already know it's going to be winning words of wisdom. And I do think winning words of wisdom is important. I think it's critical that you have a very sharp mindset, a very positive attitude, especially in this business, because you do need to focus to continually be successful. So this is a very simple quote. This is coming from Deep Roy, and it says, inspiration comes from within yourself. One has to be positive. When you're positive, good things happen. And I'll also add in my personal favorite quote, put good out, get good in. I love if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, if I'm impacting others in a positive way, I think my life is going to continually be successful in every area. I'm going to go over our recap, but we got a special guest we're going to bring on after this recap. I'm really excited about this show. At any rate, let's go over our recap. So for the month of July, we're at 5-2. Much different than last month when we started out in the hole a little bit. We're at 5-2. Almost got the sweep yesterday. And let's start with the one that we missed, and that was Jesus Luzardo. We wanted less than 1.5 walks. Man, just got one early, and that just really, I think, messed us up. And then he got one late. Finished with 2, but at any rate, we didn't get that one. But Kenta Maeda, more than 5 strikeouts. We got that one. Patrick Corbin, less than 26.5 fantasy points. We got that one. And Zach Eflin, less than 2.5 earned runs. We were able to pull that one in. So on today's show, we will talk some MLB. What's up, Jeff? What's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us this morning. We are going to talk some MLB, but I'm going to bring in, a special guest, one of my friends from the industry here. Ladies and gentlemen, you know me in the prop shop is Corey Yu. We've got Woody coming on. Woody, what's going on? So glad to have you, and glad you can bless these fine people with a little bit of WNBA this morning.
Yeah, Chief, happy to be here, man. It's always fun to talk some picks with you and ready to get after it. It's a great day to be great.
Absolutely. I'm going to get one of my preliminary plays out of the way. I'm going to let Woody do his deep dive into WNBA, and we'll just kind of go from there. So kicking this thing off, I'm going to go with one of my favorite plays on the day, and that's going to be Randy Vasquez. And so let's get the screen share going. And Randy Vasquez is at 4.5 strikeouts on the board today, facing the Baltimore Orioles, who, in my opinion, are a pretty good young offense. Now, you are going to see some strikeouts in this offense. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Randy Vasquez doesn't pick up any Ks. On the season, he's at 20%, 20% to lefties, 20% to righties. Last 30 days, 14%, 21% to righties. Look, there are some strikeouts here, but I think they're going to be able to taper that enough out there playing in New York. I think, he's going to see enough lefties. I think these guys are going to poke the ball around a bit. One of the other things I'm looking at, he on the season, he's walking guys around 9%, which will negate some of the strikeouts. Now, the past 30 days, that's been lowered to 4.8%. But the other thing that I'm looking at here, hard hit percentage. Man, 50% on the season, 53% to lefties, 46% to righties. Whip percentage is not really high. Swinging strike percentage is not really high. I just think that the Baltimore Orioles offense should be able to roll out a winning squad today and be able to handle Randy Vasquez. Once again, I just think he doesn't have enough stuff to blow past these guys today. So at 4.5 strikeouts, I want less than that number with Randy Vasquez. Woody, and just so you guys know, Woody's been on WNBA since yesterday. The board came out, and it was, and as Woody told me pre-show, it's been crazy out here in the WNBA streets today. So Woody, kind of talk me through, man, what you're thinking about today and where you're landing in terms of some of these plays.
Yeah, man, I put in a good amount of initial plays when the points props came out yesterday. Shared a little bit of it in the shop, and it's just been nuts this morning. Everything has been bumping like crazy. I think I shared like 8 plays in the shop or something like that, and every single one of them is different now. So, PrizePicks and Underdog both put out boards for WNBA about 48 hours early this time because we had that 2-day break. So yeah, it's been pretty wild with everything bumping, and we got some new rebounds lines dropping and stuff like that. So I'm sure we'll see some new plays as the day goes on. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at least currently, in terms of right now, like what if you had, let's say, your top play, one play that you said, hey guys, you probably want to get this one in. What's your top play of the WNBA board as it stands right now?
So I don't know if I'm missing something with this, but with my WNBA model right now, I liked Sabrina Ionescu over 14.5 points. She came down this morning, the one play that bumped in the wrong direction for me, down to 13.5 points. I mean, it makes me like her even more. I don't really care that the prop sites bumped her down. I really like the over 13.5 there. The WNBA model really likes over 13.5. That would be my top play as of right now, unless I'm missing something. Another play that's already bumped is NECA over 21, or she's at over 21 points now. Initially got her at over 20.5 points. I like her either way, up over 70% in the Sims. So, yeah, I mean, both those plays, but leaning heavily on Ionescu. Just make sure you're watching the news if something comes out with her. That's the one thing I'd say, but 13.5 is just too low for her right now.
Absolutely. You heard it here first, folks. Ionescu, we were able to get her at 14.5, bumped down to 13.5. Woody says he's still in. Sounds like we're going to have a little bit of overexposure to that one. I'm kidding. So I'm going to hop to another one here for MLB. I might actually get in 3 MLBs today. I thought it was going to be 2. I might get in 3 for you guys. But I'm going out to Los Angeles, and this is Bobby Miller. We've got Bobby Miller. He hit the PrizePicks board. This is going to be PrizePicks only, by the way. Bobby Miller hit the PrizePicks board, I think, at 36.5 fantasy points. He's at 35.5 currently. Folks, so here's the deal. I think the win equity is there. I do think that the Dodgers should win this game today. But I'm not sure Bobby Miller is going to have as much upside. Pittsburgh is not the Pittsburgh offense of old. And so, yeah, every team is going to have stretches where they don't hit well, like the Padres. So, it seems like they went to Cincinnati and couldn't hit a beach ball. But all in all, this Pittsburgh Pirates team, you're looking at the strikeouts here, there's not a lot of strikeouts overall. They've got 2 guys like Sawinski at 27% and, Delay at 25%. But all in all, this is a low strikeout offense. This is a team that has been making good contact. And so I don't think Bobby Miller has the strikeout upside. I think he does have the win equity. Maybe that's where the higher number is coming from. Even with the win equity, I don't know if Bobby Miller eclipses 35 fantasy points. I think Pittsburgh is going to score a few runs here today. By a few, I'm saying 3 to 4. I don't think they're going to score like 8, but I think they can score 3 to 4 runs on Bobby Miller. And I don't know if Bobby Miller completes 6 innings. And so that's the other thing. Like, he still will get the win equity, but I don't know if he completes 6 innings. If he doesn't complete 6 innings, that means Pittsburgh has probably got to him already anyway. And it also means he's hopefully, has had a much lower strikeout output than we anticipate. So I think this is way too high for a guy like Bobby Miller. And look, I'm going to pull in some of the bad. I don't think Cardi will mind. We do have Bobby Miller projected for 32. So even the bat agrees that this is slightly too high. I think this is a good proposition for us at 35.5. I think we need to be going under that number. So as it stands right now, we got Miller at 35.5. We want less than that. And then I'm expecting the Pittsburgh guys to do their thing. And then, of course, in terms of the New York pitcher, Randy Vasquez at 4.5, we want less than that one. And hopefully those don't bump before I get off the show, because I do want to get a few more of that. And I do have some in already, but I want to get a little bit more of that with the Ionescu play. Split those Ionescu, Vasquez, Ionescu, Miller. And hopefully you guys understand it. That's called the round robin. That's just a good way to split up really good plays. You get some really solid plays that can really help increase your ROI, overall return on investment, for those of you that didn't know that particular abbreviation. Woody, what else we got, man? WNBA, let's get it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to throw an MLB play at you here too.
Okay.
I know we talked a little bit about this one before the show, and it just stuck out to me. So I figured I'd bring it on the show, throw it in there, throw it out there for everybody. I'm on Tommy Henry over 2.5 earned runs today against the Mets. Look, I know the Mets have let everybody down time and time again. It's just what the Mets do at this point. I feel for the Mets fans out there. But against left-handed pitchers, Lindor, 533 slug, 326 ISO. Pham, 303 ISO. Alonso crushes lefties. Kana does well against lefties. If the Mets run out the lineup that I think that they should run out tonight and that they're projected to run out tonight, I could see them putting up 3 in the first inning with the top of that lineup. And honestly, I may have to throw a little something on Francisco Lindor's home run prop today too, just with what I'm seeing from him. When I did a little bit of a deep dive on that Tommy Henry line, I really like Lindor in that spot. So that's my little bit of MLB contribution to the show. But getting back to WNBA, like I said, a ton of stuff is bumped here. One of the bumps that I am going to go in the other direction on is Diamond Miller, and she just went up to 17.5 points on PrizePicks. She's still at 16.5 on Underdog, and I don't think I'm going to go there yet. I want to see if she gets up to 17.5 on Underdog. But 17.5 is just too high for Diamond Miller right now. Once again, it's another play that makes it up into the 70s in the sims in terms of percent of sims that it hits in for me. So under 17.5 points for Diamond Miller is where I'm going there. I don't think Minnesota scores that many points tonight against Indiana. So I'm probably going to be on a few unders from that side of that game, but that is the one that sticks out the most for me right now is Diamond Miller under 17.5 currently on PrizePicks. Was at 16.5 this morning, bumped up, and I love that extra point. Love going under that extra point. I know she's been hot, but I think that it'll be Collier being the main scorer tonight, and outside of that, they're not going to have much.
Okay. Yeah, love that call. I think I'm going to squeeze one more MLB in here, in fact. And so this one is, I don't want to say it's on the edge, but this guy, for whatever reason, he started to pitch much better. And I think this is a good opportunity and a good pitcher's park. We've got Taiwan Walker. He's at 4.5 strikeouts. And listen, Taiwan Walker to me has been like Martin Perez. I hop on, and Perez came through for us this week. Taiwan Walker at 4.5. I think we may need to take the over here. So, and I'm giving out these last few starts just to kind of cement the point to support the numbers that we've seen. So let's look at who he's faced, because I think that's important to me when I'm looking at recent performance. I do think it's important to look at the matchup. So he faced the Cubs, he got 6 strikeouts. Faced the Mets, 5 strikeouts. Oakland, 8. Dodgers, 5. And Detroit, 8. So we've seen him eclipse this number, but not just against bad teams. So when I see him picking up enough of the strikeouts based on his current line, even against good offenses, that gets me intrigued. Then I look at his last 30 days of performance. So on the season, 20.6%, 22.4% to lefties, 19% to righties. But last 30 days, 25.8%, 27.8% to lefties, 24% to righties. And then I look at the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, you're always going to have trouble with Yandy Diaz and Wander Franco. You're going to have trouble with them. But Rayleigh at 29%, Randy Rosarina at 22%, but that's still an opportunity for a strikeout. Brandon Lau at 31%, Jose Siri at 32%, Josh Lowe at 24%, Francisco Mejia at 25%. I think he's going to have enough opportunities to get to 5 strikeouts. And so while Taiwan Walker is typically a stay away from me, the recent performance, I think this is a very reasonable strikeout line that we have here on the pick'em sites at 4.5. I want more than that. And then if we I want to look at the past 30 days for this offense, and we still see that most of these guys are still striking out. The same guys are still striking out the most. So all in all, I think, the current season numbers are matching up with the past 30-day numbers for this offense at 4.5. I want more than that projection. Woody, any other WNBA stuff that you want to squeeze in before we get out of here?
I don't think so at the moment. Like I said, man, everything bumped right this morning. So still kind of getting my bearings with the board right now. But like I said, NECA at 21, still a good play. Just a little recap here. Diamond Miller under 17.5. And Ionescu is my big one right now at over 13.5. I'm pretty much doubling up on that after I hit her at 14.5 yesterday. So I'm excited for the action tonight, man. 4 WNBA games, a whole bunch of MLB all day. Should be a great day.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget about that Tommy Henry, 2.5 earned runs. We want more.
Can't forget about that. Absolutely.
That's from Woody. In terms of a recap for the MLB here, we're going to go in reverse. We got Taiwan Walker at 4.5 strikeouts. We want more than that projection. We've got Randy Vasquez at 4.5 strikeouts. We want less than that projection. And then, once again, we're going out here to the Dodgers. We're going to look at this matchup with Pittsburgh. We've got Bobby Miller. We want less than 35.5 fantasy points. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. This has been Take Your Pick'em. Come in with your pockets empty, leave with your pockets full. Woody, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow.